Yeah, so hello all, it's been a while, and the last video that I made was on 28 of November 2024, and yeah, it was the video um, of me showcasing the final project of the React module. It was a shopping cart project. Yeah, and now it's February, almost 2.5 months have been passed, and yeah, and still in my previous videos I said that I would complete the entire Odin project curriculum by December end, but it didn't happen because of some circumstances. And even before that, in the even in the videos even before that, I had said that um, November was my deadline for completing the Odin project, but it didn't happen either. So from now on, I won't be telling any deadline, since I know that it won't happen for my case. Yeah, I track my habits. I do daily journaling, but uh, my energy is different. Like for 3 months straight, I wouldn't do anything in the Odin project, and like in the next 2 days, I would like complete uh, complete the work that I would typically do in those 3 weeks. Like that's how my energy level works, and how my motivation works. So yeah, let's forget about that. And in this video, uh, what I want to show is my latest project, mini message board. And before that, I had completed the database module as well, but this is just SQL so, and yeah, yeah, there isn't anything to showcase here, so let's move on. It's quite easy, to be honest, like except for the final ones, most of them are easy. And yeah, I even had an interview with a company, but I failed on the database session. I don't know why. Even though I said it is easy right now, the question that they asked was even easier than this. But yeah, anyway, let's forget about that. So now it's February 15th. That is basically the mid of February, and I haven't been doing any Odin project for this month. Uh, I did up until 50% of Node.js. Yeah, in January end, and then I didn't touch Odin project because I had many circumstances. Even in January, I had my exam. In February, I had my tour trip, and now there were many circumstances that I have to like. I'm studying computer science, and I'm in my final year, so like I had to spend my time carefully with my friends and to enjoy. So I wasted some amount of time. I wouldn't say it's wasted, but yeah, I didn't get the time for the Odin project. But anyway, let's move on. And yeah, I didn't touch this February, and I won't be doing any of the Odin project this month because my exams are coming soon, and I also have to present a main project for my exam, and I have started. I have started in a small, like I have started, but yeah, it's not smooth. Like I only have an idea. It's a code pen clone, planning to make using React, and there's no backend. I'm planning to use Firebase as the backend solution. Yeah, um, it's not solid yet. I'm still planning it over. So yeah, so I have to complete it before March so that I can do this. Yeah, yeah, my plan is to basically to complete that project by the February end. I don't think it's possible, but anyway, let's say it that way, and to complete the rest of the Odin project, like this node course and the getting high course. This is small one. In the March of 2025, I don't know if it will work, or it would fail like the two previous deadlines I made. But anyway, I wouldn't be doing this in February. And yeah, so let's glance over the curriculum. First of all, the first section was introduction to Node.js, and it was quite easy. There was a minute basic information site project, but I didn't make a video out of it because it was an easy one. It was an easy one. Like it's the code not loading it. And the next section, Express.js, and I'm almost at the end of the Express.js. I'm currently doing the final project of the Express.js module, Express.js section, and this inventory application is quite complex, to be honest. And yeah, it's quite complex, and it definitely takes some time to do it in a proper way. And I don't want to like half-ass my projects that I do here, because I want to really study. So I'm taking my time, and I'm doing it slowly. Yeah, the code not loading it. Yeah, so in the Express session, there was the main concepts here are the routes, controllers, and views. Like these are the fundamentals of backend programming. Every framework and every library, backend library and framework, use these concepts in some way or another way. And even though Express.js doesn't enforce these by default, because it's a minimal framework, right? The Odin project, like, they teach us to use this way, so that, yeah, these are the fundamental ones, and this is how it's done in every other framework. So top also teaches it that way as well. Why it's still not loading? Here, replit. Yeah, and then the mini message board. Like, first of all, initially they didn't mention using database. Like, let's glance over the requirements. They only wanted us to make two route, the index route and the no route, and they wanted us to store the values in the memory. So the problem is that if the server crashes or reloads, our data would be lost. But initially they wanted us to do that way, and yeah, the typical stuff, and to post the form to the /no route, and to create the new resource when the form is submitted, and that's it. I'll show the preview. And is it loaded? Yeah, this is the like, what was it, basic information site project that they wanted us to do, and it's just an index.js file. And by the way, I in the top curriculum, they teach us not by using the common JS import and export system, like they do const http equal to recur http, but here I'm using EJS or MJS. What is it called? I think it's called MJS, and it's a modern way. And I'm using this, and I'm also using TypeScript, not for this project, but the next one that I'm showing is using TypeScript. And it's definitely an overhead to use TypeScript, because I just discarded when people used to say like JavaScript tooling is hard. But right now I would say that it's definitely hard, because it's not like using TypeScript with React with Vite, because it's already pre-configured. But when we're doing it manually, it's definitely a hard move. I lost about 2 to 3 hours configuring TypeScript with Node.js, and it's definitely hard. Like, it's definitely hard to do with Express.js. And yeah, so this is the basic information site. First of all, I read the file name from the URL, and if the file name exists, then this works, like the data will be sent. And if the file doesn't exist, the try would fail and it would catch the error in the catch block, and then it again tries to read a 404 HTML file, and if it doesn't exist, then it would go to this catch and just send a return message, and it listens on port 8080. So that's about that. And yeah, and this is a mini message board project, and as I said before, they did not want us to use database at first, but then later on they taught us the deployment, and then they taught us how to handle form data and how to handle like form errors, and then they taught Postgres. So yeah, then they wanted us to use Postgres database with this mini message board project to make the data persistent. For the deployment, unlike the front-end deployment that we used to do in Cloudflare, Vercel and such things, it's definitely harder in the backend section, because for the front end we only have to like pass the data to the pass the like file to the browser, right, and the browser would handle the rest of it, right. But for the backend, we need to have a server, because the data is not handled in the browser or the client's machine. So, and server costs money. So even though they have mentioned many PaaS services which to be honest offer quite a generous free packages, they are not very easy to use, like they are not very easy to use. And I used Render for this mini message board, and like for the past week they have been sending me the database expiry or something like that. I didn't mind, because it's not a big project, so I didn't mind. And yeah, I will try to use these things for the rest of my projects. But if I encounter any big project like the final project of this node section, or even for the some of the big projects, I will try to use my own server, because I have 2 Oracle VM that I got for free by using my credit card, and I will try to use them for those. But for now, this would work. And yeah, that taught us Postgres. Yeah, when I started doing top loading project, they didn't have Postgres. They only had it for the Ruby path, and what they had in the Express.js section was MongoDB, like to make the infamous main stack like MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js stack. But they switched to Postgres, and I think it definitely is a better way, because after like after browsing through a lot of jobs in LinkedIn and other websites, I have never seen a job requiring me to use MongoDB. I have even seen some small companies mentioning Firebase, but I have never seen any companies mentioning MongoDB, at least not until now. At least I don't remember anything. So it's definitely a better way to use Postgres, because it's a widely used one, and it's also open source. And yeah, so that's it. Yeah, I'm more inclined towards MySQL, because I have used it more during my computer science degree. But Postgres is a better one, because I think it has more features, and it also is open source compared to MySQL. MySQL is owned by Oracle, and it's not completely open source. And there's a open source alternative called MariaDB, but it's not it's still not par with Postgres, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so So mini message board initially didn't have a database, but after completing this section they told us to use a database, and I used the database offering of render.com for free, and yeah, and I used it here. So even if the server crashes, the data wouldn't be lost. It hosted on render, and yeah, the thing that I hate about this render.com is that after some time I think the virtual machine that's just, at least the server just shuts down, and when we try to access the URL again, it would take like 1 minute to load. Yeah, but anyway it's free, so I think it's fine. And not the inventory, sorry, mini message board. For this project I didn't get any like. The only like that I have is mine. Yeah, when compared to my older projects. Let's see what's the status. 2 3 6 2 3. Compared to the old projects I didn't get any like. I don't know why. Maybe my design choices has been degraded. Yeah, but anyway, it's wow, it's mobile responsive. I didn't make it mobile responsive, but yeah, it is at least in some sense it's mobile responsive. And basically, as I said before, this is the index route, and in the index route we get all the messages from the database, and yeah, then there is a new route, and in the new route there will be a form, and in the form coding for video, we can type the name and the message, and if we send, it will be shown here in the index. And yeah, so that's it. That's basically it's a simple project, and let me show the code for it right now. So this is the code that I have. I use TypeScript, and all my code is in SRC. The Odin didn't have for the node section, the Odin didn't mention SRC directory, but since I'm using TypeScript, I have to make it, because the views is like everything inside the SRC folder would be compiled using the TypeScript compiler, and it would put it under this directory, which obviously is in the Git. And yeah, but then why did I put views outside of SRC? It's because views are in TypeScript file, right? These are EJS file, and the TypeScript compiler wouldn't mind them, so like the TypeScript compiler wouldn't put it under this, so then I have to manually copy it. So just put it outside of SRC folder, and this folder also refers to the views inside of this. So yeah, and these are the basic files. tsconfig, this definitely took some time for me to research, because as I said before, JavaScript tooling is hard. It's definitely hard. Thankfully I got the config from this site, thanks to this smart Poco guy. Yeah, it wasn't working properly for me, and public consists of the CSS files, and then we have the SRC. In the SRC there is app.tss, and it's a main file. We make the public directory static, and we use the URL encoder to get the body data, and we have to route, index route and no route. This is the for node for error handling, the error handling and such things. We have utils, async error handler, which I made myself. I could have gone with the npm library async error handler, but I just tried to make it my own. It's actually quite easy to use, it's easy to make and use, but looking at this now I'm definitely confused, maybe because it's been 2 months. Yeah, it's been 1 or 2 months. Then there's a index router and no router. Index router basically calls the get message controller, sorry, yeah, get message controller. Then there's the new controller that handles the post, that handles the post and the get. And then we have the db, there's pool and the queries inside message query, and the get message. These are the only two that we have here. And the populate db, what I did is, this is basically a script, terminal script, where I will pass the connection URL to Postgres. So basically I can just pass the connection URL along with when I'm running this populate db.ts script, and it populates the database. If it's localhost, it populates our local database. If it's a remote one, it populates the remote one. So it definitely made the job easier. And yeah, and then the new controller, in the new controller we render the form. If it's a get from the views, right, from the views, the form.ejs, and then what we have next is a validate message. This is basically us validating the data sent by the browser. Even if you are validating it in browser, like the malicious users can do like curl x post, right? So malicious users can just, like, using a browser or a tool like Postman or such things, they can easily send a post request without browser validating. So that's why we need to validate it in the backend, and we use the library express validator to do that. And so this is basically the code to do some kind of validation. Like it shouldn't be empty, name should also only contain letters, and yeah. And then the create message controller, which is invoked when the new when a post is submitted on the new route. And what we do here is we validate the message, like we pass the array here, and this array contains middle words that validates. And finally we will have the code that do the work. Like if there are any error, then what would happen is there's a function called validation result, and we can pass the request object here, and there are any errors, it will return the errors. So the errors are not empty, then what we do is so these errors are catched by the express validator. Okay, and if there are errors, then what we do is we render the error form, not error form, the error view, the error HTML page, and we pass the message. Else what we do is we get the author name and author message from the request.body, and we insert to the DB using the DB insert message code, and we redirect to the index. And index, as you can see, we get the messages from the db.get messages, and then what we do is we sort the messages by the time it added. Like the latest thing would be showed up top. And yeah, so that's it. That's basically it for the project. It's a tiny one, it's nothing complex, but it definitely took some time because there's no boilerplate. Like Wait provides us boilerplate for doing right, but here we have to do everything manually, and I should make a template soon because it definitely takes some time. Like I have to repeat this DB stuff in every single one, right? Like the pool and popular DB, but it's similar everywhere, but but still I have to make it everywhere. And yeah, so that's basically it for the project. And as I said before, I won't be doing anything about top in this month, February. I would only continue top next month in March. I don't know if it, maybe I will also do top this month, I don't know. Yeah, you can trust my words. My plan is to not do it this month and to complete my main project this month, so that I can completely focus on the Odin project next month. Yeah, whatever. So that's basically it. At least I'm 50% complete, and then after inventory value authentication, this is important. And ORM I don't think it will take much time, but authentication I think it would take some time. Then there's API also, I don't think it would take much time. Testing, oh yeah, for the React section this took some time, but I don't know about this one. And then there's the full stack project and the final project. These are the final ones, like the final one of the entire Odin project. I don't think it would be an easy one to, yeah, it would definitely take some amount of time, and I don't also want to half-ass it. So yeah, that's it. And see you on the next video. Yeah, by the way, happy belated New Year.